Well, hey everybody, and welcome to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. For those of you that know me, you know that it's taken me a while to get here, but I'm finally jumping into what is admittedly an already very heavily populated fray of online social media theological content creation. But for better or for worse, I'm jumping in, giving it a go. And for this first little clip, I just wanted to take a moment to explain exactly what I'm doing here and why I'm doing it. But essentially, this is going to be a channel dedicated to theological Q&A. So questions and answers about all things God, the Bible, church, theology, culture, you name it. And it was inspired by the need that I've observed over the last few years of hosting regular Q&A nights with a group of young people who are very, very dear to me, and many of whom were new to the faith at the time. And these nights would often go on for hours on end. And what I came to realize was that there was such a value in making time and space within our church communities where the hard questions could be asked and where complex topics could be contended with, particularly if you're new to the faith, because there is a lot of unlearning to do and a lot of new learning to do. So we know that the transformation comes through the renewing of the mind, so there's a lot to do there. You know, it's not that I have all the answers, but we live in such a privileged time where we are the recipients and the beneficiaries of a deep theological history of doctrines of the faith, but also centuries of commentary on some of the tough questions of life and the more complex aspects of theology. And, you know, it might comfort you to know that the questions that we face today are not new questions. You know, these are things that have been wrestled through before, and we've got such a richness of resources available to us in this space. And so through modern tools, the word itself and deeper theological content is more accessible than it's ever been. And so it's my intention with this channel to take the questions you have, go to the scriptures first and foremost, go to the best theological resources we have, and deliver back what is hopefully a digestible format as best as I can, because I know that we're all time short in this world. But the goal here is to make sure that the ways in which we think are conformed to Christ and not to culture. And so it's to help us as Christians better understand our faith. And this is why I've called it the Berea Project, so that we would do as the Jews of Berea did in Acts 17:11. And it says, the people of Berea were more open-minded than those in Thessalonica, and they listened eagerly to Paul's message. They searched the scriptures daily, or day after day, to see if Paul and Silas were teaching the truth. And that's what we should do when it comes to the questions and the issues and the winds of doctrine that exist in our time. Go to the scriptures, because they're the ultimate authority to determine what is right and what is true. And so I'm going to start by putting out content based on what tends to be the most common questions. Some are going to require longer answers than others, but in no particular order. I'm just going to get on with it. But I'd really love to hear from you. So if there are questions that you have, you know, things that you might wrestle with about God and faith and theology, your church, or whatever it might be, put your questions in the comments. Or if you want to ask something in a less public way, my contact details are in the bio. So keep an eye out for more content to come. And if you find this channel helpful, it will be a massive help if you like, share, and subscribe.